Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sandbox game live stream for Wednesday, May 26th, 2021. My name is Joseph Matting. Alongside me, through the magic of the internet, insert ad lib nickname for Alex Florez.
Hello, Joseph. How's it
Hi,
going?
Alex. It's going well for me. I'm just chilling.
Just chill.
Actually, I've had a really rough week, but I'm not gonna bring down the vibe on this fantastic Wednesday because we have a new game that a user directly sent to us and said, "Hey, can you play this?" And we're excited to get going. Each and every Wednesday, right here on YouTube.com, Twitch TV, Theta, D Live, Facebook, and Twitter.com/The Sandbox Game. We play the games that you publish in the gallery using the Sandbox Game Maker. If you're watching live with us today, you have a special opportunity. During the stream, you can feel free to ask us anything from questions about the Game Maker, maybe our asset creation software, Vox Edit, questions about the Metaverse, or anything else that you need to know about the Sandbox. We'll answer these questions live as they come in, and for those questions that we can't answer live, feel free to click on the wonderful social channels in the description below this video and tag us after the show on Discord, Telegram, Twitter, or any of our other great platforms, and we'll get an answer out for you. Of course, if you're watching this later over on youtube.com, you may want to join us each and every Wednesday starting at 2100 UTC. Those watching live have the unique opportunity to win a Wizzy the Blue NFT right here on this stream. More details on that will come later, so stick with us. But for now, let's get into the start of each and every week. You have a little news for us, eh?
I do. So, there's a
Hey! It's around. Yeah. Definitely northwest corner, all the way up at the top, all the way to the left. It's in the it is up, it is to the left. If you're on sandbox.game and you click on map, it instantly centers you.
my goodness.
I don't know.
So I
No,
figured
Alex.
out. I just figured out. Thank you for pointing out the missing audio. I figured out what happened. So we've got two scenes here. We've got the webcam, and we've got the
Sure.
desktop. And for some
Yeah.
reason, I have different audio devices for my mic on each, and muted on this one, not muted on the other one. So I was like, unmute, hi, we're talking, and then I switch scenes, and then I'm quiet. Like the same thing happened last stream. So we got it figured out. Yeah,
That
pro
nobody
streamer
had any
moves.
idea that
Little
you said northeast instead
nobody
of
heard
northwest.
that. I made no
Still,
mistakes
it
except
never
for being
happened.
muted.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen,
so,
Alex is flawless. It's
so
victory.
all you missed out on was me saying that there's a land sale tomorrow, and that it's on the top part of the map, top left side, northwest, we can call it.
Yes.
Anyway, we're gonna paste the link to that in the chat here. You can find out all the info. There is going to be 900 regular lands at the 1,011 sand price, and 400 premium lands with NFT assets attached to them for the 4,683 sand price, as well as 11 estates to be bid on OpenSea for 24 hours only. So that's going to be at, Joseph, remind me of the time.
That is at 1 p.m. UTC.
1 p.m. UTC tomorrow. So
Yes.
check that out. We've got a whole bunch of partners joining us. Zepeto, Voxadeus, Artifact, Bored Ape Yacht Club, CADAF, Art of Block, Jinkei, Mr. Misang, Hanjin, Skull.
And
But
for those who aren't wizards of time zone conversion, head to sandbox.game, click on the map. You can see right at the top the sale starts in from the time of this recording, 15 hours, 54 minutes. 20 seconds from now. So you can enjoy that. I will also be live streaming once again on this channel, just me doing AMA and live support. So if you need help and you're thinking, how can I get myself a land or the most opportunity to get a land? I can talk to you about some of those troubleshooting situations that'll optimize your computer to be as good as it can be for those first come, first served lands. Or, of course, Danny Basting, congratulations. I see that.
Hey,
You will
nice.
need to have DYOLL 5000 asks over on Twitch. And these are the kind of questions that I'll be answering live for 2 hours before the sale. Do we need to have Sand on the Sandbox account or MetaMask? DYOLL. Those should be the same thing, but may not be. So what you want to do is open up your MetaMask account. You're going to want to verify that your Ethereum address there is the same address as when you click the Me button on the bottom left of the website. If it's not the same address, then you're going to want your Sand to be inside the address of the Me section. You'll also need a small amount of Ethereum in order to process the transaction on the blockchain. There will be a gas fee that will be applied for each individual buy order that you place. So just keep that in mind. Again, we'll go full detail on that for 2 hours leading up to the sale. I will shut down that stream 10 minutes before the sale goes live. I'll do a Wizzy giveaway during that stream as well, right at the end, to cap it off and celebrate the launch of this beautiful group of lands here.
Yeah, just to add on to what Joseph said for DYOLL, the Me tab is down here in the bottom left corner when you log in, and you should see your wallet here. It should match your MetaMask. You will also be able to see your Sand balance if it's connected correctly. So if you see a number in the top right corner that has your Sand, then you know you are all set. If you don't see that, then I would suggest reaching out to support on our Discord forums to see if anybody can help you troubleshoot through that. And Danny, congratulations on joining the Creator Fund. I am not involved in selecting artists most of the time anymore. I'm still manager over that, but I helped promote people who take care of that for me because there's just so many things going on. I can't do all of them. So we have a great team of people who review those applications. So there's like 3 or 4 people who helped get you onboarded, and glad to have you there. So without further ado, we're going to jump into the Game Maker, unless there's something. What's up?
No, that's great. I'm going to answer questions as you jump into this game today. User voxel-based, who also does live streams regularly over on YouTube. voxel-based has requested that we play the game that they put their demo release out for, as it is under development. And for those joining us for the first time here on Wednesdays, the standard practice of a Wednesday stream is that we can play test your games and give you feedback on those games, maybe find glitches in your games, play them sometimes in ways you don't expect, and then you can take that feedback and adjust your game if you like, or if we play it exactly as you intended and everything worked perfectly, then maybe feel satisfied and save that game for publishing in the Metaverse or submitting for the Game Jam competition. Our current Game Jam ends on June 17th. So that's what we're doing here. Stick with us and you can see this great game by voxel-based. There's a lot of custom assets in here as well. voxel-based and their team, where they have created assets and their artist. I think voxel-based was the primary artist, but he's working together with some other folks. Alex, can we show the trailer for this?
Well, I mean, we could. I'm already in it.
Okay. Maybe we could just play and then show the trailer after as a good example. As an example of kind of what you'll do when you submit for the Game Jam. Typically, you'll also want a trailer. Looks like voxel-based is already kind of ahead of that. So we'll see. All right.
Oh, no.
And he says,
they're going to delete us. Don't delete me. So there's what's really cool here is that there's a narrative right off the bat. I hope we get an extension. We're not close to finishing. I know what that feels like. Whoa! That was cool. All right, we got to escape the waste room here. Let's see. Well, that's a great intro to start a narrative right off the bat. Slime whale. Slime TV. Is there actually a slime whale streamer? Even this control panel is broken. Try it anyway. It's locked. All right. There's a bunch of assets. I don't know if all of these assets are new from voxel-based, but there's a bunch in here I haven't seen before, which is pretty cool. There's a ball pit of TVs. Yes. Can I bury myself in it?
Kirsch. I think that officially the marketing had to change on that based on just the signature acquisition for one of those. So the announcement will be made tomorrow. It was supposed to be made on the 25th, but let's just say that they're big enough names that it'll make sense that their signatures took longer to acquire.
Yes, the secret streamer or secret streamers, the secret partners will be revealed tomorrow, and yeah, they're kind of a big deal. That's all I can say.
Yep.
How are you today? Feel good? Not so good. So I found a way out of the room already, but I'm exploring what's left in here. Oh, nice. Very slowly opening doors. There's a map to get out.
Anthony Torrey says it's Tupac, isn't it? It's not Tupac. It's Tupac's hologram.
I was gonna say Tupac can't really sign for anything, but his hologram could probably sign for some things.
There it is. No, yeah, it's interesting. It's a lot of it's a pretty big deal. I'm super excited about it, and I've been having to bottle it down for weeks. So
just gotta suppress it. Just gotta pull it down.
If for some reason
the
world doesn't already know by this time, what is it for me? I'll be waking up at like 3 a.m. to do a 4 a.m. stream that goes from 4 until 10 minutes before the opening of the sale. So we will, my time, right? So it's gonna, if it's not already announced at that point, I'm gonna get confirmation, and then we can talk about it on that live stream as well. So if you're up and you're ready to go and you're excited for that sale, come hang out, chill in the chat. And I just want to leave a special shout out for the people who showed up in the DYGY conference this last Saturday. I know that I missed being here with you guys on Saturday, but we had a lot of fun hanging out, bringing some new people into the metaverse at that conference. And it was all digital avatar-based conference where kind of like if you walk into our little zone of chat, we're able to have a conversation about it. And we had a little party after that live stream ended with a bunch of people from our group. It was a lot of fun.
Weezer versus Deadmau5. That would be an interesting show. Now voxel-based, can I pick up these coins here? Because I'm like, I don't think I can. I'm pretty sure they're part of this rug, but I'm like, I'm frustrated that I can't get these coins to buy a cola. Coin flip? The coin flip of who's gonna win.
Yeah. Say it ain't so,
Check the muffin coffin. The muffin coffin?
Mummy coffin. That's what they said.
That's not what they said.
No, for sure. Like later, there was a bunch of like mummy. Right?
Okay. I can attack it. Hey, I thought there was gonna be money in here.
What? Here's the thing. As a feedback to this,
okay.
If you're noticing that Alex is struggling with this, and you know that it feels like an obvious answer, then you'll probably want to put one of those visual indicators there that says like attack this mummy coffin in a way. Not necessarily like an interact button or like a glowing something green or whatever over the top, but maybe a light. If you put a light up on the roof there,
I
or
would even
not the
say
roof.
like an audio cue. So like the other things in here
Yeah,
talk. The mummy should like growl or
yeah,
groan
yeah,
from
exactly.
inside its coffin.
Yeah,
Um,
like yeah, that'd be
if I
great.
don't know if there would be a good sound effect for that. I don't. I'm not sure which sound effect might work, but you could even have it make a sound effect. That might not be something viable right now if there's not one that sounds good. But if it can make a sound effect when you get near it, then you
So
could.
here's something interesting that I'm seeing, and forgive me, Alex, but
Hmm.
go around that corner again.
Oh, hold on. Let me buy my cola.
I
I
apologize.
got
Past the stop sign up
portal
in there.
mushroom
See
past the
how?
stop sign up in here.
Yeah, we're up. I can't see it until like 6 seconds later, but you can see the open sign right there that kind of points at it. I think that's a good leading line, right? Um,
Open
the
sign.
like yeah, there's a big neon sign on the ground.
Oh, paradise. That's the way out of here. I already found that.
Well, yeah. But I don't mean the paradise sign. Literally, there's an arrow that's like L-shaped that says
Oh,
open.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
It got
so
covered by TVs and I missed it.
but that
Do these
open
just keep on
sign,
spawning or do they ever disappear? Because if they just keep on spawning, eventually this is gonna. If somebody leaves this running for a few hours, like they walk away from the computer, you might have some issues.
that's true. Yeah, you maybe make it so that they despawn after like a certain trigger or whatever. Like land there for a while and make it look like there's maybe a garbage dump or some kind of like gate that could open and drop down. And if they get in a proximity, they get voided. Something like that. It could be a pitfall, possibly
Yeah, there's a
for
couple.
a user.
I mean, somebody would probably have to leave this running for hours before they have issues, but it would eventually. I mean, like there's probably twice the number of TVs here than when I started, so because
But
the room is starting to fill up.
anyway, back to the point of that open sign. Is if the open
A
sign
terminal.
or a similar sign was above the mummy, then it's like, oh, duh. You know what I mean? Like your user will see that, they will click it, and maybe it's not an obvious clue, but it's an obvious clue once you've seen it. And then your users are like, oh, that's the answer to the puzzle. Open this, duh. You know, and they'll have a lot of. I think they'll have that like realization moment that's a lot of fun to have. So
Nuclear power cylinder. I'll probably put that.
Gotchi. We probably won't do a super early Wizzy giveaway. We could, but I'm gonna do a second one. Since we missed the one on Monday, I'm gonna do a second one for us tonight, kind of tomorrow, when we do the land sale event. So join us for
Oh,
that. We'll have another one there.
did I get stuck? I think I got stuck.
It's a trap.
All right. Well, we didn't get very far, so I need to. I think I got hard stuck, so we're gonna restart real quick, and I'll just take a. Oh, we do have to wait through this again. So, I did see while we're waiting for the intro to go through here. I did see somebody a while back mention that they have a game they'd like us to try out. Also, it's a tower defense game by who was it? It was way back in the chat now. Man, y'all talk too much.
No. Dan, chatting. I'm going to answer this question while Alex is looking for another one. It says the Sandbox launched a new Game Maker update, and some of us are having problems. The biggest one is affecting some of the glitches we're using in our games, specifically the flying skateboard trick that Loy invented.
Oh no,
I was
did
also
that go
using
away?
as a ladder plus pickable object combo, and it's not working anymore.
Oh no.
Nobody was expecting an update during the game jam. Can you confirm there won't be another one before June 17?
Well, last I knew, we were supposed to be version frozen. So yeah, I wasn't expecting an update during the game jam either. But I'm pretty sure that this one, the reason this one came out was because it was bug fixes. And so if there's not to say that the thing is an exploit, but if there's things that are done to take advantage of what is ultimately a bug, then yeah, it kind of is one of those, like, is it a bug or is it a feature kind of thing.
Right.
So
Here's what I would suggest to do in this case is if that is core critical and you're not looking to use the new features that you've seen in the patch notes there, like the auto climb and that kind of thing, if you don't mind not having auto climb, maybe make that one of the notes when you make your submission, is that this game is intended to be played with version number X. And then we can make sure that we are deploying that version of the client to the test, whomever is testing it. If we end up with a few hundred submissions, we'll do probably a brief pre-screen where the internal team is playing a bunch of the games and kind of sorting them down to a top, I think like 25 or 50, something like that. And then we'll disseminate those out to the judges. And so we can say to the judges, hey, you're playing games with version X today, and newer versions may have this feature changed, and kind of give that backstory to them. That way they can give it the best possible review.
right.
Yeah, I mean, there's a way around it for sure. But if it broke, for sure.
Okay, so I have the battery, and I did find that. So when we're done with this, we're gonna try to play Publius's little Squirrelies War, maybe. I'm not sure. There's a lot of consonants in that, and I'm not sure where the AC reset is.
Uh-oh. Okay, Loy says one of the assets in their game got deleted. So they can't go into the play mode from the end.
No. All right. Loy, can you send me a direct message about that on Twitter, potentially? And then I will try to locate that for you. Well, I saw an interact. Where was that interact? Oh, that's
I wonder if this is transparent. Let's see on the replay. Oh, yeah. My soda's transparent because it's in a green bottle, Alex.
Corridor Digital, they're one of my favorite YouTube channels. They just released their newest hoodie, which is a green screen hoodie. And I
saw that.
I've been considering, it's probably sold out by now,
to just buy it and come here on the live, and people can see like floating head and like chair back, and that's it. Yep. And we're just hanging out like, ooh, wow, it's spooky.
Okay, I thought there was a reason for all this being up here, so I think the AC reset is up here.
Let me grab a glass so I don't look like a fool here live.
By reset means destroy it.
Reset it.
Right. I have to scroll back to the most recent of the chat. There we go. Sir Headless Alex, yes. Ooh, nice. All right, fan.
I'm going to grab a glass so I don't look like a floating head. When doesn't reset mean destroy? Panda Pop says. I agree.
Just smash that reset button. Take a sledgehammer to your computer.
Exactly. Right. You took the fax machine out in the yard with a baseball bat, and you're like, turn it off and back on again.
Aha. Shovel. True. See, I saw that shovel in there, and I thought, I remembered that it was there. I'm not sure if I'm using the right path to get up here, but it works.
Sorry about that. Just went to I'll look for a stop sign.
Oh, stop sign? I was like, oh, shovel, this will work. Use the stop sign instead. And nothing happens when I hit pick up. Oh no! Is the stop sign glitched? Is it like in my inventory and I just don't see it? Nope. It seems like the stop sign is glitched because nothing happens when I interact with it.
should be able to be picked up. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I'm pressing E on it
Vo-
and nothing's happening. It's possible that one of these other objects around it is blocking the interaction. Um, I mean, I've picked things up through thin walls before, so I don't think that should be it. But um,
well, I'm thinking,
maybe the TV's
voxel.
glitched it. Maybe
When
I don't
you
know.
when you play tested this, did you only play test it on your like creator account, for lack of a better term? Like, do you have a secondary account that you use just for play testing, where you didn't upload any assets to the account or add them from the marketplace? It should just be like a really basic one, because that's the top trick that I think I have for people who are creating these games is making sure that you're testing them. 3 different account, mine and two mates. Okay.
All right,
Hmm.
we'll give it one more try. You know, there used to be issues with resetting the game instead of totally reloading. So maybe that has something to do with it. I think most of those glitches got fixed like a while ago. So I don't know. We'll go through this intro one more time, and then if it doesn't work this time, we'll try again next Wednesday and move on to something
Yes.
else.
Now, I think another thing that we can maybe try next Wednesday live is Alex, you're on version 6 point or point 6.5. Is that right?
0.6.5.
Okay.
Yep.
So, as a question for you, Voxel, when you are place testing this game, are you doing it in that new version of the client?
Yeah, that's an important thing to consider.
Paradise, I saw your new assets that were submitted. Just before we got here live on this stream, I was looking at that list. So I'll go ahead and approve them after this stream. I've been super busy with my family pet. He had to be in the hospital. Big long story. Anyway, he's still in there in an IV drip. So forgive me, it is taking just a little bit longer to get those things done this week for me.
Bye, Panda. Have a good night.
Oh, Panda. All right. See you later. Maybe I'll see you on the stream later today in 16, 15 hours, something like that.
That might be why there's an early bedtime for Panda.
That's right. Because we're doing that land sale.
Oh yeah.
Is he okay? I think he'll be okay. He apparently it's a common condition for cats that, and we only have the one pet, that that if you feed them dry food, they'll have this issue where things can get really messed up inside because they don't drink enough water and really low pH level in the water. Like they don't have acidity in their diet or anything like that. It can cause pretty big problems. But again, I'm not going to bog us down with that here. We're having fun. You know what I mean? It's Wednesday.
So
you still can't stop sign, huh?
Question, Voxel Blaze. Is there a condition for picking up the stop sign? Like, am I supposed to be able to pick it up before I get over here? Because I wasn't able to pick it up just now. Yeah, anytime. Okay. All right. Well, we'll try it again next time. So we're going to move on to something different. We'll try it again next time, but I'm going to try it again today after the stream and see if maybe it works if I start from a fresh game instead of hitting the reset, because that has in the past had some bugs pop up where things don't reset correctly. So we'll see if maybe that is it, but we'll try something different in the meantime. But yeah, I love the level design you have going on there. It's very I love the amount of stuff going on in that room. It's very exciting.
Yeah, it kind of felt like just in the early, I was getting vibes of like, you know, those like puzzle rooms that you can go in, and they're popular in like California. I don't know if they're popular all over the world, but you go into this room and you really don't know what is a clue and what's not a clue in the rooms. And you have to like kind of find your way out, right? That's kind of what that felt like to me. It had some of those nice leading lines that I mentioned, but the simple things of like making it a little more obvious if that's what you intend, right? If you want people to get through the game quickly or potentially not give up on it, then give them a way to learn what it means to find the clue. You know, like maybe all the
Whoa.
clues have a light over this, or an arrow that leads to it, or
Are these
a
magic
yellow
squirrels?
highlight,
Oh my
something like
goodness.
that.
Here's the deal, little squirrel. Squirrely? Beavers is eating all the nut trees. Protect our home, discreet tree, and destroy the dam to win. To begin, how
How ornery you want them beavers? You know. Also, Kara over on Twitch, you did submit them correctly. I just tested on the gray carpet asset that you submitted. That's now should be seen on the market right now.
Oh, that's great. I didn't understand what it meant by how ornery you want them beavers until I realized I could select the difficulty.
Right.
All right.
Busy beavers.
All right, chat. Am I going easy, normal, hard, or expert? I have no idea what these difficulties look like, so be gentle.
Uh-oh.
Expert. I knew expert was going to be there. Crazy beavers, expert. Yeah. Okay.
I hope they're in the chat. Is Art Vocado here today on this wonderful Wednesday?
Expert. All right.
Let's see.
Destroy the dam. Log defenders. There's a lot of stuff going on. And okay, log commander, click logs and bring them to me in order to increase scroll defense. And I'm guessing I have to bring nuts to that one and slow down the beavers coming out of the river. I feel like I'm already like losing here. Squirrel cannon. Oh, there's like a lot to learn. I mean, it's not bad. It's just I have to think, actually use my brain right now.
I'm gonna have to reach out to this user by email.
All right, so we gotta upgrade some things here. So do I collect them automatically? Oh, now I see it. All right, I gotta select things. Should I avoid the beavers? Are they gonna attack me?
Oh, I'm sure they will. Sure hope so. I sure hope so.
So I don't know if you knew this, but you can select a squirrel as the player character if you wanted. So you would probably be like a lower level.
I just had an idea, Alex.
What's that?
For this user, if you're creating this personally, or if you're creating this for the game jam, and you were not aware, there was a show that existed once upon a time. It was a Nickelodeon show made by Viacom. So you will want to make sure that it's not identical, but this could be a fun Easter egg for this little game. It was called Angry Beavers. And if you don't know what the Angry Beavers show was, Greenview, good call. You got it right before I said it there. Look it up and maybe try to put them in there as a little Easter egg for those, if you're going to publish this in the metaverse later and you want the people who are playing to kind of go like, oh yeah, ha, 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 you know, and like maybe share it with somebody with this reference. That would be a great little reference to throw in there.
I feel like I'm going to lose. There's almost no trees left.
Oh yeah,
Am I supposed to?
4 out of 10 have been eaten.
Oh no! At the base. At our base. Okay. I was probably supposed to tell those guys to do things. So tower defense is not my strong point. Like it's just not something I've ever played a lot of.
Redeem attack.
I feel like I'm gonna fail hard here.
Personally, I think that
there's so many beavers.
Okay, given that this is a tower defense, I think that this may be best suited by having triggers. Well, you do have to place where you want your towers, don't you? Is that right?
Well, I was able to, so I didn't manually move them. They asked me where where I should set stuff up. But I didn't realize that till about 30 seconds ago. So
Oh yeah,
gonna
that's
restart.
fine. I mean, but so we have some camera options that you might want to look at potentially. Rather than doing a first-person camera, you could do like a
Ooh,
top-down thing, and then change the
did you see all
avatar.
the trees
So
spin around?
oh yeah, that was funny.
I don't know why that happened.
They almost kind of spawned there. And
Oh
like,
boy. Okay.
but anyway, like if
We'll go with
there
hard.
was a kind of maybe a top-down mechanic or something like that where you could see it and then change your avatar to be custom asset and maybe like actually to open up voxel and make a pointer asset like a mouse, uh, something like that, where you could take it and move your stuff around or appear to move your things around with a pointer if you needed to click on it. That's just an idea, but it could make it feel more like a different kind of a tower defense game, or obviously, you know, if
There's no
you want
nuts.
to keep it first person, third person, something like that. Well, you haven't got any kills yet, right? I would assume you would need kills to get the nuts. Is that right?
Is that how I get the nuts? They
don't
just
know
seem
how
to be spawning all over the place before.
Oh, maybe that is the case.
All the butternut squashes. Okay. All right. We've got some more ammo going on here. All right. At their base. Attack them at their base. And you. No, I still need more defenses.
I do like the way this plays so far. Once it's more obvious how it plays, and you might leave like a tooltip for people who've never played it before to at the very beginning when it allows you to choose your difficulty, just say like recommend easy for first time players or something like that. That way they do kind of learn how the mechanics work without dying very quickly.
I love the overall concept. For somebody like me, it's a little bit frantic at the start to try to like read the text while everything's starting. So having like a video tutorial, actually, like, not that you can share that here, but can I attack them? Does that work? Oh, I can attack the trees instead of waiting for the beavers to do it. I can also kill the beavers myself. Get out of here, beavers. Go. So if you don't want people to be able to use a sword at the start, you can now control your start. Oh, you did. So we don't have a sword by default. I guess that's probably on purpose.
Greenview Media had someone ask, what is the target audience of the Sandbox? And the best answer is we want to make it accessible enough that anyone can use it, but also the diversity of the projects is going to go all the way from like early childhood to mature game. It's okay to have your games have blood and things like that if you can code it in there, or more mature themes, but not, I don't think that we've seen a game that's like sexually overt. That's not really what we're looking for. We definitely don't target that, but obviously with the nature of swords and shields right away, like you're getting into like a little bit of violence. So I think the true target would probably be like 16 in terms of if we were going like PEGI rating, or ESRB would be like teen, but that's only because the natural thematic elements of the games lend themselves to violence, right?
Yeah.
But
I think,
a game like this would be very easily any audience, right?
I think the terms of service, I don't think they have an age on them right now, but we've been talking internally about probably setting it at 13 and up, and then, if anybody younger, it's up to their parents. So It's like PG-13 basically is kind of the rating. But yeah, I guess that was all I had to say about that.
Well, yeah,
I thought there was going to be another thought in there, and it never came. So
no, I mean that's pretty spot on. You do want to kind of maximize the audience. We expect that we're going to have a lot of users, of course, later, like when we do add the mobile integration into the game client, things like that. You're going to see a diverse group of users. Currently, most of the people that are in this chat right now in our live stream are around Alex and I's age, some younger, some much older, right? We've seen it's all over the place. So I think that we're a good sample of what the target, or not necessarily what the target is, but what the audience may be in the future. You know, games are for everyone these days. I saw something on Reddit earlier today where it was like, hey, my 77-year-old grandpa spends every night playing Call of Duty Warzone, you know? And it's like, that's just the way that, you know, the world that we live in now. There's nobody out there that hasn't probably played with either an Atari or the PS5, you know what I mean? Like the whole range in there. So let's see. Let me see if I can you give an NFT as a game prize in the sandbox? Nickcat, we do intend to add that feature. We are working with layer 2 partners to make all of those potential processes less expensive before we add it into the game maker at this time. So we haven't announced our layer 2 partner officially, but we are still working out all those things. The same thing with the marketplace. Once we have those systems in, then we know, you know, what we can do and make that ready for you. Let's see. Obviously, we want to be able to allow you to have the access to rewards, like potentially those NFTs, maybe sand, something like that. You can already build in rewards in your game that happen instance to instance, of course. So at least for the time being, you know, if you were playing this and as they go, they're getting, you know, a new piece of armor or something like that. They're covered in that regard, and we will have rewards as part of seasonal content that are NFTs.
mm-hmm.
So if you're earning experience towards your seasonal play, you are getting NFTs. They're not unique to games, but they are unique to the season. So.
Yeah, that's so when you set up your game and you set up the avatar, by default, if you're using the default avatar system and you mint your game to the Metaverse map when that becomes available, your game will be eligible for people participating towards the seasonal rewards. That's what that whole system is about. So just by participating in the Metaverse like that, there will be access to the play to earn benefits of the sandbox. Now, if you set a custom avatar, that's not going to be an option. And part of that is because we're trying to make this cohesive play style through the game, and we don't want people creating games where they could kind of just like farm rewards. So the goal is to have people creating fun and engaging games for everybody. So that's the point there. All right. Does it fire when I put it down? Like, can I just keep on putting it down and it'll keep firing? Or does it fire automatically? Ooh. Looks like... Ah! Looks like something's happening there. We can get more trees. I'm in easy right now, so...
Basting over on YouTube says, how many lands are already minted in total without the upcoming pre-sale? And rather than answer that question directly, I'll tell you how I find that information, because it's going to be a lot easier for you in the future. So what I like to do is I open up OpenSea.io and I search the category for the sandbox. And then on the left side, there's a filter function. And that filter shows how many lands are minted, not how many lands are available for sale. Because you can always place a bid on a land that maybe wasn't listed for sale, not at auction, that kind of thing, at any time. So that filter just will tell you the currently minted number of lands. Eventually, that number, of course, will be the full space of all of our lands when they are all minted. But that shouldn't be until sometime in 2023. We have a long-term plan for these land sales, so look forward to more of them coming directly from us in the future, and then all those third-party sales over there. Yeah, it does include lands that are not listed, but because it's just going to allow you the option to look them up by like a coordinate or something like that, and then find it on there and maybe put in a bid. But there's no guarantee that someone will ever see that bid because, of course, maybe they never went on OpenSea, they are not aware of it, or they don't care to auction it. You may end up putting in bids for things that would never, ever come to fruition. But, let's see. What do you got?
Just a squirrel got.
Something I needed. Yeah. As soon as I clicked back over to that, I was on the there it goes. Bye.
Okay, so there are some beavers at our. There's a bunch of beavers here. Oh no! Oh no! I was paying attention to attacks, and I lost. Oh well. So I saw in the chat we're gonna try. I like this, and I want to learn how to do this better because I feel like I'm missing some things. But if I take some more time to concentrate on it, I think I'll get the hang of it. I lasted longer on easy. There's that.
Sure.
But I heard that there's a fresh version of what we were trying before that has been uploaded. Alex demo. Thanks.
Nice.
Just
so
for
me.
I
want to address a question that came up here. Smobler Studios says, how will the Sandbox handle bots during the land sale? So we check these regularly, not with regard to bots, but with regard to metrics all the time. And with the land sales, we're not really seeing things that would indicate bots. It's mostly just super optimized internet speeds and super optimized computers. And people following like this kind of same steps and procedures to be optimized as they go into the land sale. We usually put out a tweet or something maybe from Sebastian or somebody who will say, hey, this many unique users purchased in this land sale. And some people will get, 3, 4, 5 different lands by clicking around in super speed, click, right? But aside from that, from our metrics, I wouldn't even suspect that we have an issue with bot purchasing or anything like that. It will definitely seem like a flood coming in for some users, especially if you're on Wi-Fi or if your internet connection just has a base slow connectivity. I live in the US, and so there have been a few times where I've optimized everything really nicely. My internet is just like perfect. I've got gig service and it's going very well. But then there have been other times where like it'll refresh and I'll already see a bunch of purple booked lands, right? So it is a standard first come first served thing. But again, our metrics are suggesting that hundreds of people are making those buys, up to thousands of people depending on what sale it is, and they're not like one robot going down the line. How fast was the last sale before they were gone? So the last land sale that we did, I think, if I recall, was the Galaxy sale, right? Is that right? The one with the Winklevoss twins. Is that right, Alex?
Sorry. Oh, and please don't go looking for bugs. Boss hates it.
Nice.
So sorry. What was the question you were asking?
The last land sale that we had, that was the one with the Sandbox spaceship and things like that, right?
Yep. Sandbox Starship. The Winklevoss twins weren't in as characters, but that they own Gemini, which bought Nifty Gateway. So there was stuff for Gemini, there's stuff for Nifty Gateway, and then the Sandex, kind of SpaceX. That was that's not specifically related to any partner. That was just kind of like some TSB related content. That's our own space program that we've started. So
very good. Well, okay, so the answer to that question is during the initial sale, about a third of the lands went very quickly. But all of the lands that we'd listed in the previous sale were listed as premium lands. So some of those actually stayed through for the full 7 days because the entire grouping was premium. And in response to that, at the end of the 7-day period, we burned all of the additional NFTs that weren't the lands and relisted the lands individually, and that sold out within 45 seconds. So the next sale, as a feedback, right? We're listening to the community and responding. You can see on the map all of the premium lands are the 400 that are listed with the yellow squares. And then we've got the 900 standard lands, which are all the gray squares. And then we have the auctioned estates. So if you're interested in the larger plots, go check them out on OpenSea when that opens. You can get in on the auction. That will end 24 hours later, or you can pick up the lands in the short term immediately by first come, first serve basis. So I think it's going to be super fast to see all of those individual lands fill up. Maybe the premiums take just like a couple seconds longer, but it seems like hopefully with response to you guys, we've picked the right proportions there. If we see that the premiums are gone instantly, maybe next time we add a few more premiums in relative to those portions. It just depends on how much you love the NFTs that come in addition to put into your games. Personally, I really like the Sandex spaceship and the astronaut that was in the last one. I never ended up picking one up because my wife was like, I need you to transfer all of this back into this asset. She has gotten more interested in NFTs in crypto since I've obviously been working here for a while now.
Oh no, now there's two of them.
Yes. It becomes an interesting conversation regularly when we talk about like, okay, where's the market at and what am I doing and where are things going, right? And she was interested in picking something up, and so she's like, move your stand over here so I can buy this, and I'm like, okay.
Very nice elevator set up there.
Whole voxel-based says you can't get the Ankh now because you blew it up. I don't know if that's going to break something, but
I didn't realize it was going to blow up the Ankh. It said for me not to stand too close.
Okay, Parma 321. It says you mentioned the gray plots are for sale. What are the blue plots for? So Parma, the gray plots, yes, those are the 1x1 lands that you can buy for 1,011 sand. The blue plots are typically used for either another event later or for authorizing new projects. So let's say you applied at gamefund.sandbox.game and you said, I have this whole idea. I want to make this great game and I'm going to need a 1x1 land in order to be able to make it. And you give us the big pitch, we can approve that and say, yes, we like your creation. We want to see it over here on and in the sandbox. The larger blue squares that you see are much the same. We have a whole bunch of authorized projects in the game fund right now that if you go to the 1,1 coordinate right in the middle of the map, we already have been working on these with independent teams and developers all over the world for the last 6 months to a year, depending on which group you are, as part of that game fund. So the foundation/game fund will continue to expand with each one of these land sales, and we can approve more and more projects. Those games are designed with seasonal content in mind.
Who did this table? This is great. I've seen the fish tank before, which is awesome. Also, that one's by Choco. I want to say.
I do like that table. It's nice.
I wish that this showed who. Oh, it loaded in. This wasn't working before. They must have fixed this. Cool. Is it all blocks? Oh no, it's got everything else in there too.
Michael Harris, when do you plan to have all of the lands sold? So our last land sale, transferring ownership from the Sandbox, minting them into your hands, is going to be in 2023. We'll continue to do slow rollout of the lands, roughly once a month, maybe once every 2 months, until we get to that point. But this is, demand is ever increasing, so we want to continue to bring some more in as we go, but also, um, there's a bunch of different things that go into it, securing certain partnerships so that we can keep uh, equal distribution of interest all over the map. If people are just looking at the map and zooming in and saying, where do I want to play? Maybe they want to go play next to an Atari Land, Roller Coaster Tycoon, RTFKT,
Artifact.
Artifact. Thank you. I wanted to make sure that I spelled it correctly because that one's been bugging me, not knowing how to spell it out.
It's
So
RTF.
TK, right?
Yeah.
Or KT?
KT. Artifact.
Yeah.
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 And,
But anyhow.
there was an update to the dashboard. In case people didn't know, you now have a bigger view. This might look a little bit different for me than for others because I'm logged in as an admin, but you can now see a little creator page that shows other stuff that the same person has made, including a link to their bio and a nice bigger view of the asset and the number of owners. So this isn't minted yet, so this number is not accurate. Once it's minted, it would show the actual number minted and then how many unique owners there are. But yeah, I love this table. This is awesome. It's just
Greenview
great design.
Asked, I noticed Atari had a section in the Sandbox. Do you use Atari tokens for that? Saw they had a coin as well. No. Right now, you would still use sand as the currency in the Sandbox. We have some interoperability conversations happening, but as it stands now, these experiences will be made with the same engine that you guys will make to make a game. Maybe something down the road. A bunch of different projects are going in those spaces. But the partnership involved is that we wanted to make sure that our client natively works inside their console. So if you're not aware, they have the Atari VCS console, which can be a Windows PC if you want it to. It's up to you. Running, it's running on Linux natively, I think. Anyway, I don't know the full details of that because, of course, I'm doing the Sandbox things and not Atari things. But we have a nice cross partnership. They invested heavily in the Sandbox in the early portion, along with companies like Square Enix, so we could kind of launchpad this system. Now that we're out there, we're getting a big diverse group of kind of affiliates and partners and sponsors and that sort of thing. But yeah, they were in early, excited about the project, wanted to see where we were going with it. And then they, we all kind of work together on different ideas and different thoughts between the executive members of each company. So it's a really great partnership. Let's see. Lizard King says, I just wanted to ask Alex if you can add your own images from your laptop into a frame like large square image frame.
So right now, the images that you see if you use image frame, those are built into the game maker. Last I knew, there was not a way for you to add them in, especially because if you went to share this on the gallery, it wouldn't upload and save your image to the network to let other people see the image that you put there. However, if you were to mint it on, I'm not sure I was supposed to jump up that way, but it worked. If you were to mint it on OpenSea, or I don't know what other easy platforms there are for. Well, actually, no, it would need to be on OpenSea because OpenSea right now is the only kind of links that we accept in the NFT image frame. So you would use the same image frame, the same asset of a frame, and then you remove the image component, and that will let you see the NFT component, because you can only have one selected, so it hides the other one when one is activated. So you remove the image component, add the NFT component, and you'll be able to paste the URL from an OpenSea image. So that may not be financially advantageous right now, depending on what the minting fees are and exactly what you're trying to do with it. It could be expensive. I don't know how much it is to mint a single image on OpenSea. But you could look through OpenSea to find similar images, probably, because you can share any NFT in that.
Well, I'd like to interject if I can, Alex, just
Sure.
to confirm that you don't necessarily need to mint on OpenSea. You had showcased in a previous stream, and you guys can go back to confirm this, that in Alex's art gallery, he has one of the Spoin assets, which is a meme from these streams right here that we made together.
Oh, correct.
And
Yeah.
the Spoin asset was minted on Rarible.com. So I minted that asset, so I know where it was minted.
Right.
And then he took the link off of OpenSea, and OpenSea still generated the visual for the JPEG or whatever file is getting loaded in.
Thank you
So
for correcting that.
you can mint it in other locations as long as it's on the ETH blockchain, and OpenSea can import it as one of the, when you click My Assets, or even if you just see one there. And
Right.
they're pretty cheap to mint on Rarible. I think they're using layer 2 right now. Back when I did it, that was on the ETH chain. I think it was like $5, but gas and ETH was much less at the time. So I minted them in like a bulk of, well, for those assets, it was one of one, but there were 10 one of ones individually signed. Anyway, I want to answer another question as well. When can we stake land or lend or loan out land to schools doing building programs? So we will have a rental program of the land where you could loan out, or you could otherwise rent for sand your land. But I think that's still probably 5-6 months away, maybe more. I don't have a direct timeline for that, but just based on the other functions that need to be finished, that's still going to be some time out. Again, we are in alpha stages on all of our softwares except for VoxEdit, which is in the beta testing stage. Things are constantly being updated still, and you can see that as Alex referenced the dashboard update on the website just a few minutes ago. So still a lot of work to be done, but we want to make sure that the product is what you want. So if you have direct feedback on that, make sure you let us know and try to get in new features that you think are essential if we can down the road.
Aha. Ooh.
Can someone be in the creator fund and the game maker fund at the same time? That is a question that Alex maybe could answer better.
Oh no.
I
didn't jump fast enough. Sorry.
Alex, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but from my understanding, this is a no. But Smobler Studios asked, can somebody be in the creator fund, which is for artists creating assets, and at the same time be in the game maker fund?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely. Actually, a good number of people in the game maker fund right now started off in the creator fund. And no, come back. No. I'm not expecting that last one to move so quickly. Yeah, and actually technically I was supposed to be in the game maker fund, and then they just made me staff instead. So yeah, so I started off in the creator fund, applied for the game maker fund, and then they were like, you know what, let's have you do all this other stuff. That's not necessarily going to happen for everybody else. Wait, no, I'm afraid it's going to knock me off the platform when I go back there. Oh well, I have to do it again. Yeah, the timing can be difficult. So if the timing is going to be based on the speed and the distance, so it's going to be very difficult to get it exactly the same. But anyway, yeah, so the point of the creator fund is we come up with monthly prompts, usually monthly. Oh, there's a hole in there though. I feel like I'm not supposed to fall down that. So the creator fund, there's monthly prompts that and we have goals for assets. So it's really a freelance position. You're not just making whatever you feel like, but there is openness to the assignments, so you can interpret the assignments different ways. So like, for example, this month of May, we had people doing equipment. So you might notice that there's a lot more equipment on the dashboard than there used to be. People were making weapons and shields and armor and accessories, things like that. In previous months, we've done things like pirates and Halloween and all sorts of different themes. So we try to keep things interesting and changing, and people can interpret the assignments how they choose. But we do have assignments and we do have goals that we try to reach, because we're trying to populate this marketplace with quality assets, so that way when everything launches, there's lots for you to use in Game Jam or in creating stuff for your lands. And then the Game Maker Fund's real purpose is you have a game idea. You're not necessarily an artist. You don't have to be an artist at all. We can team you up with an artist, or you can use assets that are found on the marketplace, and you get funding to create a game. So you get a land grant. Say like, okay, your game is going to take up a 1x1 or a 2x2 or whatever size your pitch is, and then you get paid to make your game. There is a whole application process to that. You do have to create a game design document that details what your plan is and how it's all going to work. So there's a lot that goes into that, and it's a long process, but it's pretty exciting, and it's a good way to kind of accelerate your career as a game designer. If you're just getting into it and you want this to be kind of like your first opportunity, it's a financially viable way to get started. So anyway, continuing on. It's getting really warm in here. I turned off my AC so that way it wouldn't be blowing on the mic, but my goodness, it's like 80 something degrees outside, and it's starting to seep in.
Turn it on, Alex. Turn it on. Give a moment. Have a breath.
I'll survive. Yeah. I'll survive.
So, Pepin, I want to address this question because Pepin was asking if we can see the comment, and I want to make sure that you get answered. When can we expect layer 2 transactions? So I think I hit on this a little bit earlier, and we essentially answer this question every week. We understand that it's super high demand. And we are pushing and pushing and pushing to add this layer 2 integration. At the same time, we are also watching as, Vitalik is talking about ETH moving to proof of stake, where that would essentially bring all those fees down to negligible to nothing in terms of on-chain. So I think you're going to find that probably around a similar time frame. Honest answer is that it could be anywhere between 2 days and 2 weeks. On this, it's just that months. It could be days, weeks, months, because of the way that different hands have to kind of come in and work on this, and different because we're not the only company involved. There are different priority lists for each company, so we are trying to get it integrated in a lot of different ways. But I'm gonna go ahead and move forward to the next question with this. Can you make custom sounds, or will this be a feature in the future? We do intend to add more diverse sounds and potentially custom sounds in the future. I personally know that there's, at least like 10 very vocal people who would be interested in those custom sounds being in the game. Let's see. Can you swap avatars mid-game? You can if it's a custom avatar. Right?
Nope. There's no avatar changing right now at this point. We tried that before with the change asset, and it did not work. So, not yet. I mean, we can change all the equipment. So, I mean, we can, this is stuff from my inventory. And hey, this is a newer human, so everything works. So you can accessorize with stuff from your wallet, but you cannot change your avatar mid-game, at least not yet. That's not very visible on the current roadmap, so I don't know if there's plans for that to change soon or not. Why is there another fish tank here? Where did that come from? I thought I just... I did put a fish
Now,
tank up there. I
oh,
don't know.
that said, I think Alex showed a couple of weeks back, maybe months now. I don't know. Time flies when you're having fun. The question further says, can you have a character walk into a mech that's much larger scale and control that as the new avatar? Um, so, in a more simplistic way, Alex jumped into a car and essentially just like wore the car like clothing.
Yeah,
So the avatar's legs were still in the bottom,
right.
walking on the ground, but there are kind of a little less conventional ways to probably make it work for you. Maybe put a platform inside of a larger object and like make it automatically walk if it's a mech or whatever. Like part of the animation is that I don't know. There, it would require some work to make it happen right now. But
Right. Yeah. It's Hi. What's up? Okay. All right. I'll be down in a bit.
okay, it says, can I edit my voxel-based as my avatar? We are looking at interoperability of their NFTs. Those NFTs that are similar in theme. I believe we're looking to have interoperability. But in terms of
Mhm.
your avatar, if you're if we're talking about the avatar on the dashboard right now, those avatars are representative of you when a user makes a game and they say, I want to use a default avatar. Those are designed with the assets in mind. So if the voxel-based assets, if you did it as a custom asset, then you could make that in the game. But it couldn't be necessarily like your avatar in that regard because some other game designer gets to choose what their experience plays like. So they may say you're going to use the Sandbox avatar that you put up on the dashboard and not a custom asset. But you could make other users use the voxel-based asset in your game if you were the developer,
Yep.
assuming that interoperability is finished.
Yeah. I don't want to give away too much stuff about what's going on with Voxadeus. There's stuff going on behind the scenes that isn't announced yet, so I'm not going to comment too much on that. But we do have cool plans for Voxadeus, so stay tuned on that.
And they're not the only cool plans, from my understanding. There's some other groups as well. So, a lot of cool. Let's see. Smobler Studios says, guys, please find a way to partner with
Oh
Bandai.
no.
Hey, I'm into
Uh,
it. Bandai, Namco, bring it on. Like
yeah.
where's
What?
my Street Fighter right now? I want to see Ryu just Hadouken, just all in it. Be great. Um,
Plasma
but
sword.
I can never confirm nor deny any rumor or speculation of partnerships. So
Wait.
let's see. I was wondering if the Cardano blockchain might be an alternative in 3 months when they add smart contracts, since they will support all coding. Sony blockchain project transferring from one code base to another is a terrible amount of work. And not that it's not possible, but it's not really plausible that somebody would change the entire network unless, like as it stands right now, the network is affecting fees, but layer two can fix that. And, I don't know where the future lies in terms of that layer two integration because I don't have to be there for that call. But company innovating like what, and this has been brought up by users a lot, they want to see Immutable X marketplace. Immutable currently only sells their Gods Unchained cards on their marketplace right now, but you can see that they advertise very explicitly that that transaction is happening on the ETH blockchain natively. So interesting new technologies and new advancements like that are happening. And again, we're still in early alpha phase. The sandbox is only just getting started. We have a long way to go, a long roadmap full of features and new updates that you can look forward to. So I think that it may not be as soon as those early adopters like. But at the same time, if you're sticking with us and you're here for the long haul, you're going to find that the features come and they're going to work very well when they do. I don't think that it makes sense for us to say, throw away the last year and a half worth of blockchain tech work that we've done to change it over to Cardano or to change it to any number of different projects because there are many good smart contract projects that have come out, but they only released in the last 6 months, let's see.
I really like the snapping that you have go on. I'm guessing that you like delete or void or hide somehow the objects that I'm carrying, and then make them spawn. Well, would spawning even work? Because they're at angles.
They say voids.
Yeah, they void, and then I was holding a flame. Where'd it go? Oh, it already lit it up. I didn't see it. But yeah, no, the way. Okay, it is voids and spawns. That's what I was thinking. I don't think I've ever tried rotating a spawner to make the spawned item come out at an angle. But it works really well in here, and there's no visible like explosions or pops going on, so it looks really natural. It gets annoying. Yeah, I'm sure.
See if I can. Will it be possible to change global parameters like music or lighting inside one run of a game? So, Philip, much like with the avatars, this is something that would be a feature that we want to have in later. But I think that those kinds of features that can be more cinematic are less essential than core features functionality-wise. Like, if I was to put up two options and I said, what would you rather have, ranged attacks or the ability to change the lighting in the middle of a game? I think 9 out of 10 users at least are going to say, I want a ranged attack because I've got this idea that requires the ability to shoot an arrow or shoot a gun or a slingshot or something, some way to interact with an object that's far away. And we've seen people trying to even innovate and make this hack kind of work already in the game. So that becomes more of a priority than to see a lighting change or a musical change mid-scene. But music is something that we are thinking about as well, because we're doing audio engineering on the back end to make sure that different elements have that, because that is also a core thing that, again, is probably more important than seeing a lighting scene change in the middle of a game, so there's a lot of different things that go on the short term, but hopefully that answers the question in terms of like what's super high priority.
Did I do what I just think I did?
What did you do?
I mean, I guess with a name like voxel-based, I guess it makes sense. Yeah.
What happened?
I don't think I'm allowed to talk about it on Twitch.
Oh.
I'll tell you after.
Is rated M for mature. Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay.
All right.
So
Versus Meta over on Periscope asked,
they all just open.
Can you tell us about multiplayer features? Yeah. So currently, these experiences that you're seeing built are designed with single player in mind, but many users are pre-building up experiences for multiplayer. Maybe it be just the terraforming aspects or like creating checkpoints and respawns and that sort of thing to support multiplayer. But in terms of functionality right now, users don't directly interact with each other inside of our multiplayer experiences. We will, of course, be adding those kinds of features as time goes along. But part of making multiplayer work well, user to user, is completely rebuilding the physics engine from the ground up, which is at least a 6-month project. And it is ongoing right now. Asking for simple things like a soccer game, right, requires that multiple users can interact with an object at once. And if you've ever done that, you know that there's actually like 4 processes that are happening on the background at once, just so that the ball ends up like squeezing straight up into the air. If it was just like raw hitbox to hitbox and it just right out the top, right? So there's a lot of different things to consider in terms of making sure that the user-to-user stuff works without you as the end user seeing everything lag out or like go haywire and fly in the sky and things like that. But we are working on it for sure. And that is its own dedicated team, the multiplayer section. So I have irregular meetings personally with those people to work on it. So
nice.
Let's see.
That just gave me a whole outfit. I'm actually surprised with how quickly I solved that puzzle, because usually I really stink at these. But it wasn't too bad because it was all pretty visible. A lot of times those kinds of puzzles, you can't immediately see what's opening and closing. And I found it to be not too bad. I love this thing here. There's so many good assets in this. I don't know how many of them voxel-based made, but just like I'm just loving so many of these assets. And is it just a brick wall, or is there? You said there's a mini game to the left. Oh, is it this? Oop. Nope. Ah, over here. Shoot objects into space by placing them in the launcher. Cool. I'm guessing here. Fun.
Yeah, and
oh, cool. Okay.
is this launcher an example of exactly what I was talking about just a few seconds ago? Yep, that is. It totally is. Super cool. So people were talking about, or I was mentioning range kind of attacks or range weapons. This is an example of where we see there should be demand for it, because you see something like this, and this is, what our internal team would describe as hacky way of doing it, because you're like using the tools and manipulating the physics that exist to do cool things like this. And this kind of feels like a carnival game to me, and I love it for that. Look at that. Get the heck out of here. But Alex says in the green box, that's the best way to aim. If it was centered on the green.
Center myself to the green? Because it was going pretty far to the left, but maybe that was based on my
I think
angle.
You were a little to the right when you placed it.
Ah, there we go. That was pretty close.
Moment of truth.
Hey! Oh. See, you can tell that I see it a little bit late, because you're going to see my reaction while he's probably just picking up a box or doing nothing at all, right?
Your reaction was to me saying, oh, that was pretty close. See, that one went super to the left.
Yeah.
What happens if I get it in the cup? That's also where the TVs in the waste room go. Oh.
Nice. Who needs them, right? Just fling them out into space. Fireworks happen if you succeed. Nice.
Ah, okay. Well, we already got some nice fireworks on the puzzle. Way out there.
You know what? We're so far overtime right now,
yeah.
And I put out the form off into the space. I never even mentioned it. You guys filled it out. I've got 131 responses, and I am going to draw one now. 1 second here while I pull up my favorite random number generator for 131 submissions. I'll hit generate user number 101.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's 101? Who's individual 101? User 101 over on twitch.tv. Jack. You win. Oh. No, it didn't let me type it. I'm going to put it in over here as me. At Jack. You win. Round 2. Just kidding. We're not going to do a second form here right now, but there will be another form within the next 24 hours. So don't forget to join us as we lead up to the land sale. I will be streaming live. I'm not going to make Alex wake up at that ridiculous hour. I'll be streaming live starting at 4 a.m. my local time, which is in about
4 a.m. your time's only 1 a.m. for me. I probably won't even be asleep yet.
It's the opposite. It's the opposite, Alex. It's the opposite. That's 7 a.m. for you. 7 a.m. for you.
4 a.m., 7 a.m. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're 7 a.m.
Oh, no.
You live in the future. Sir.
7 a.m.
Yeah.
That's like 7 a.m. for me is like 4 a.m. for a normal
for
person.
a normal person. Exactly. Exactly.
I start rolling out of bed around 10, and that's
So
because
I'm
I
going to
go to
start
bed
live
at 5.
streaming in about 12 and a half hours. If you come back here and you watch this wherever you're watching, if you're watching on YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, etc., I will be live here with you. I will be doing an AMA during that time and helping you optimize your setup so that you have the best possible chance to get a land NFT about 10 minutes before the sale starts. I will do a Wizzy giveaway. From there, I will shut down the live stream. I'm going to go over to Telegram. I'll be on Discord trying to help people there as the sale is live and help with support. So if you want to join me, you want to hang out, have some fun, just chat, whatever you want to do. And you can ask questions about the game maker. You can ask questions about Vox Edit, anything you like, and I'll try to address them. We can talk, of course, about more things like Layer 2, though I can't give you any more specific answers on that. We'll just chat it up and have some fun. So join me in about 12 and a half hours. I'll be live again.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Joseph. Thank you, everybody else, for watching. Thank you, voxel-based, and thank you. Oh, it said Larry something on the game. It's different from what your Twitch username is, so I don't remember. But thank you for making these great games. We had lots of fun. Go download the Game Maker, check them out on the gallery, and we'll see you next time.
See you later. Big drop.